This is Our Side of Addiction, the podcast. I'm Amanda Bork. Let's go. Welcome in. Scooch a little closer. Turn me up a couple notches on that dial. We are here talking about something a little bit fun. We've got so much density on this podcast, so much content about nitty-gritty sandpaper stuff, which is good because we need that. But life is about balance, and we also need some lightness. We need some fun. And look, summer is upon us. I live in Florida. I will be the first one to proclaim when summer occurs, and it has already been occurring. Okay? I have already claimed summer has begun, but it's here. I mean, Memorial Day has passed. It's official. Barbecue season is out and about. I've already claimed this as my summer. I've been in this cocoon on the computer and doing a lot of admin things for over a year and a half now. And I feel like I've been holed up in the house for that whole time. And for the past several weeks, I've just been proclaiming, this is my summer. I am going to have the best summer. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to go on adventures. I'm going to get out of the dang house. I'm going to the beach. I'm going to museums. I'm going to be out and about, I don't know, doing stuff. Now look, I am in Florida, so let's see how much of that I can withstand. Maybe small increments. But particularly the beach in the evenings. I don't know why nobody goes to the beach in the evening after sunset. After sunset, everybody skedaddles, but that's the best time to be on the beach. No sun, no people. I can just lay out without an umbrella or sunscreen because I burn, so I need those things. And it's so calming. Stars come out, the waves, the smell of the ocean. For sure, I'll be there in the evenings. But I've proclaimed it. This is my summer. Summer of fun. Summer of Amanda. Maybe you too can claim this summer. Make it a little special and different for yourselves. I'm going in with this theme because I've got an energy around summer this year. I've already claimed it. Like, I'm going to have a blast. I don't know what I'm doing or who I'm doing it with, but I'm going to have a blast. Even if it's alone, I'm going to be doing some fun stuff. In that theme, how do we have fun? Summer fun in particular, without substance use. This is going to tie into bonding with our addicts, whether they're active or in recovery. Of course, if they're in recovery, this is best. But if they're active, that's fine. We want to show ourselves and them that we can have fun and do outings and events without substances. Could this be a challenge for you? Probably. I don't drink or party or anything. I won't even take Tylenol. So I'm not a umbrella drink kind of a girl, margarita girl, bottomless brunch girl. But I like a mocktail. Give me some pineapple juice and I don't know what they do back there. Whatever else things they put in there, lime juice, I don't know. But I'll have a fun little beverage if it's virgin. Can you? Are you willing to? Are you willing to not have alcohol? That's what this is about, because we're asking our addicts to live their life without their substance. Meanwhile, we maintain our lifestyle the exact same. Hey, kind of fair. You can enjoy a margarita. You can get buzzed or drunk and be fine the next day. You can handle yours. They can't handle it, so that's why they can't do it. Do you know how weird it is? Like, I don't drink, just personal choice, but I find it so weird and uncomfortable to go to like a bar. I'll have friends who will say, let's go to the bar, let's go here, let's go to a wine tasting. And I'm like, no. Sounds awful. Sounds boring. What am I going to do? Watch you guys drink? Watch you guys get tipsy? And you guys think everything is funny and I don't? It's awkward and uncomfortable and weird. I never bring myself to those places because I find it uncomfortable. Everyone is partaking in the enjoyment of substance, and I am not. And I feel like an outsider. Our addicts feel like an outsider when you're over there enjoying your beverage with alcohol and they're not. And that could be a trigger for them. It could be tempting for them. And it often, I hear people who relapse, they went out after work with coworkers, everybody was drinking, and they're like, fuck it, let me get a drink. Everybody else is having fun, but I'm not. This episode, we're going to talk about having fun and including our loved ones and making them feel included, making them feel like they're not an outsider, they're the insider, and we're going to have fun and play without substances. We're going to do that together. If our addicts are still active, we're going to prove to ourselves and the rest of our family that we can partake in fun without substance. We're asking our addicts to do that. Well, then we should also be able to do that. And it's not a tit for tat. Oh, they've got the problem, not me. Nah, listen, bro, we're having fun this summer. We're not going tit for tat for anything or anyone. This is how we're going to bond with our addicts. And that's how we build relationships. That's how we sustain relationships, through bonding. I'm so excited. Can you tell? Often what happens, whether our addicts are active or not, is certain events that maybe we partake in during the summer can become stressful or overwhelming or maybe overshadowed. Family vacations, holidays, or other kind of events. What kind of, oh, right. Summer holiday, Memorial Day, 4th of July. Just those two, right? I don't know. That's all I can think of. If there's something else, I forgot it. That might be filled with tension. Birthdays, cookouts, any kind of barbecue, or if you guys jam out with a fire pit, summer nights. It can feel nerve-wracking, can feel stressful, overwhelming, tension. Maybe you're looking at them and monitoring them to see if they're going to pick up a beer. You're not having fun because you're watching them. They're stressed out. They're triggered. They feel like they have to be here. They don't want to be. Everybody keeps offering them a beer. How much longer are they going to be able to hold out? Are they going to be stressed and say, screw it, and go grab a beer in the kitchen in secrecy? And you're going to be like, let me smell your breath. You were in the kitchen for so long. You see? It's exhausting. And I get it. Instead of having fun, instead of enjoying these events, they're stressful. They're anxiety-inducing. And that's what we're going to pull back from. How can we do this and still enjoy the season? Still have the parties, the travel. Still have our late night on the beach. If you need to find me, that's where I'm going to be this summer. On the beach in the night. Perhaps you've never enjoyed a summer without substance. How do you even have fun? How are you expected to have fun? How will this even feel enjoyable? Can we enjoy life or a cookout or a picnic without substances? Isn't it going to be boring? Is my loved one going to relapse? Are they going to make a disaster of this vacation? Is everyone going to have to walk on eggshells to avoid conversation, to avoid conflict? Whew, that's too dense. Yet, those are the real concerns that we have. And it's incredibly important to acknowledge and validate these concerns and address them. The goal is to rebuild connection and joy and the experiences that we have together. We don't want to make a cookout all about getting drunk, all about the beer. Life should be more about enjoyment, each other's company and joke and conversation and being in each other's presence, not about substances. I think in our society, we've gotten off track a little bit with that. Because we can and we should be having fun and enjoying each other's company without substance. Relearning how to have fun and connect. What's peace? What does it mean to be present? What does it mean to be alive in the moment? You're not alive and in the moment when you're inebriated, by the way. You're not like, oh, I'm letting off my steam, I'm having fun. No, you're not. You're escaping. Your body, your mind, your life. Just because your escapism can be under management and control doesn't mean it's any less different than your addict. And it's kind of taunting to them where it's, you can escape, but I can't. And I'm not talking about forcing positivity, pretending anything is right when it's wrong, or proclaiming that we can only have fun if we are inebriated, or it's boring if we aren't. It's about creating intentional experiences, having full memories of our events together, having activities that build our relationships, that aren't dependent on substance, but build our relationships. This is where we're going to regain trust of our dynamics, create emotional safety, have that connection, maybe establish some routine. Hey, every Monday night we go out bowling. Every Sunday night we're hitting up the beach after dark. Creating this sense of joy with one another and having identity outside of substance. And this works for you even if you aren't an addict. What we know about addiction recovery is that it's not just about abstinence. It's actually the least about abstinence. Our loved ones have successful sobriety when they create a life around being sober, a life that they want to be present for, a life that offers them fulfillment and connection and love. That's what they really want, and that's what keeps them in sobriety, is sustaining that type of life. And the more you can participate in that, or facilitate that, or be happy to join in on that, even just once in a while, the better your relationship with them will actually be, and the more they'll feel supported in the changes that they make in their recovery. And if your addict is active, this highlights to them that you guys are willing to make changes. Before you're going to ask them to change, you're going to show them that you're also stepping up and you're willing and able to make changes. That's going to make them feel supported because it's already established before they've done anything. as we know with addiction, it changes the brain and it also changes the reward system in the brain. I think of addicts as living an extreme adrenaline junkie lifestyle. Their dopamine pathways are connected to this hyper experience of pleasure and motivation to seek drugs, and then the reinforcement of that behavior. Which means that over time, and it's not a long time, normal pleasures feel boring, lame, dumb. And what kind of things am I talking about? Hobbies, relationships, nature, conversation, exercise, creativity, going to the farmer's market, going to the beach at night. I think it's such an amazing experience and I love it so much. I was like, if you want to take me on a date and you want me to be obsessed with you, take me to the beach at night and have a little picnic for me and let's just talk under the stars. Ah, I'm melting right now thinking about it. I find that so amazing. Am I easy to please? Am I lame? Am I boring? Well, that's what an addict would think. They think that's the stupidest thing. They think it's so dumb and boring and like, what are you even going to do? Sit? Like, what the fuck? Their lifestyle is so extreme, has been so extreme for so long. Normal, fun, pleasure things for you and I, they're not exciting for them. And that's one of the biggest barriers that they face in reintegrating with life is the fact that everything feels lame and boring. How can I possibly be sober and live the rest of my life bored and feeling like everyone is dumb and lame? Hoo-hoo, farmer's market, hee-hee. What the fuck? I can't survive this out here. I can't do life raw. Luckily, these changes are temporary. Their brains do need time to heal and recover, and we're going to see the best changes. I always say around 12-month mark, but for some people, we're going to see changes to acceptance of life around 6-month mark. The most changes 6 months and on, where they might start coming off of that extremism. Their dopamine might start getting regulated and their baseline might start coming down to more of a general public type of arena like ours is. And this is sometimes where we can fall flat when we are engaged in our relationships with our addicts is we want to have fun and do these activities, but they think it's lame. They don't want to join in. They don't get excited like you do over it. Yet over time, with re-regulation of dopamine, allowing our reward system to become a little more sensitive again, this gradually improves over time. Especially with sustained recovery and other healthy lifestyle changes, our addicts will start to enjoy life again. They will like to go to the beach at night. They want to go to the farmer's market or a museum or this cute little restaurant that opened up. As a loved one of an addict, it's important to understand when their responses aren't the way you want them or aren't similar to yours. Give them space, give them grace, allow them to participate, even if they aren't as excited as you, even if they don't really totally want to be there. Exposure to these situations, exposure to you enjoying it is going to help in that dopamine re-regulation. within that, it's creating this positive experience together. It's generating a sense of belonging, laughter, movement, connection, even some novelty or achievement. Like if you guys say, go back to the bowling example, you played on a team together and you won. Kind of, it's this bonding moment and you feel like you've achieved something together. That's actually going to help your loved one with an addiction. This creates positive reinforcement. We had a great time. You enjoyed yourself. You had to drag yourself there, but look, we had a fun time together. We achieved things. We bonded. We laughed. That fun and peace and purpose, maybe a little adventure, even if they're only finding that pleasure in one or two blips during the entire event. That's still creating positive reinforcement. It's still sending their brain a message that maybe it's not so lame. Maybe it's not so dumb and boring. I kind of did have fun, right? That's what we want to create, positive reinforcement together. It's going to increase motivation, generate all these meaningful memories. I mean, who doesn't love that? And this, of course, impacts the entire family system. Okay, if you can't get everybody together on it, no worries. But even if it's just you and your addict, you're together as a family system. I want you to always think about that. This is a system, even if it's just two people. And why does any of this matter for your relationship? Because doesn't matter if they're active in their addiction or not. Addiction damages our relationships. Families are losing trust. There's no playfulness. The emotional vulnerability is probably gone. We lose a lot. Even if our family is dysfunctional to begin with, we don't have too many good attributes, it still damages the relationship and the family further. The interactions that we have with each other just become about the addiction, the crisis, the relapse, the lying, the money, the fear, the consequences, the coercion, the control. It just becomes about that and nothing else. Because really there's no space for much else. But it just becomes completely consumed by addiction. And you might even feel lost within that relationship or that family unit. We forget how to have fun, how to enjoy each other. And we might even forget what it means to have a genuine, happy, nice relationship. Yet with having these positive experiences together through our fun this summer, we are going to rebuild our relationships. And like I said, if your addict is active or not, doesn't matter. You can rebuild the family with or without their participation. Can we take a highlighter and mark that up? What's your favorite color? The yellow's kind of overdone, right? Like we need a new highlighter color. Whatever color you want on there, we're going to mark that up. With or without them, we can heal. We can rebuild our relationship dynamics and we can level up as a unit. And let me tell you something. If it's just you and your addict, say you're a spouse and you've got no one else around you, just you two, and your addict is active, the family unit, it's you. You can heal and you can rebuild. That's you going out having new relationships, new dynamics, new friends, new events and experiences. When we bond with each other and have these experiences together, we strengthen our connection, especially our emotional connection. And we're also rebuilding and strengthening our resilience within these relationships, because they create new emotional memories. And this is very important, creating that positive reinforcement, but also those positive memories together. Instead of associating stress and pain and crisis with each other or the family unit, we can rebuild and change that dynamic to peace and positivity and presence. And what's great about this is the simpler, the better, actually. I mean, if you think about your life, some of the most precious memories and moments were the simplest ones. It was you and someone else laughing in the middle of the night. It was you and someone else taking a dive in the lake. Or maybe you stole a canoe. That's fun. I don't know. Maybe I've not done that. Stealing a canoe and going out in the night. It's very exhilarating. Just talking under the stars. Or maybe you and someone went fishing and you caught a fish. Or singing in a car together. Those are the most precious and standout memories that you have. Simple. Laughing together, cooking together, taking a walk or a hike, sitting around a fire pit, sitting on the front porch, just vibing together. Watching a sunset, maybe playing a game, card game. Someone's teaching someone else how to play a particular game. It's all about simple moments, emotional safety, and having the presence with one another. Why should you get involved in any of this anyways? You're exhausted. You're overwhelmed. You're in survival mode. You've tried everything. You don't even know how to connect with them or yourself or others anymore. You're afraid to be even a little optimistic because, let's face it, how many times has your optimism been crashed or crushed? How many times have you been hopeful and it just didn't work out? Valid. I get your point. I mean, you are under a lot of stress. You do have a lot going on. But getting healthy is something we do together. It's not something our addict does alone in the corner. Healthy is rising up together if you actually want to sustain a relationship with your loved one as a sober person. And recovery means that your relationship heals too. You have to rebuild your trust with them, right? You have to learn how to have a healthy conversation or communication with them. You also need to practice consistency in your relationship, and that's dual. Create low pressure interactions with one another. And rediscovering identity outside of the addiction, outside of this distressful situation. So you and your relationship also need to recover from addiction. Maybe you haven't even spent time together that's been enjoyable and peaceful in years. I mean, can you even remember the last time? We've got to rebuild that. And rebuilding it helps the whole family heal, you and everyone else. Because sober activities aren't just for the addict, it's for everyone. As many people who can join in or want to join in, we bring them on in. Okay, let's get to the goods. Give me the goods. Okay, I like getting the goods too. Doesn't have to be grandiose. We're going to chat about some fun activities that we can do during the summer. If you're a Floridian, look, I'm going to start talking about outdoor activities, but we're going to transition. So like, depends on the time of day, how hot it is, what part of Florida you're in. Some of these might sound atrocious in the summer. Okay, depends on your region and what's going on. But I got you covered. We're going to talk about outdoor stuff. Outdoor activities is going to help us reconnect with nature. It's going to help us bring peace and calm and tranquility. Reducing stress. It's going to improve our mood. And it's also going to regulate our emotional state. I mean, who doesn't want all that? I want all that right now. What are some ideas? Beach day. Okay, can you go to the beach? No substance. Not ordering a pina colada unless a virgin one. Only umbrella in your drink is going to be a water. Sparkling beverages. 0 sugar sodas. You're going to go to the beach with ham and cheese with mayonnaise sandwich on white bread. Or PB&Js. Or whatever your thing was. Fruits and hummus dip. Or maybe you rocked out with no food. I don't know what kind of family you guys are, but pack a lunch or pack some snacks and go to the beach. It costs like almost nothing, right? I mean, how much does it cost to pack some food from your house? A couple bucks? It's already in the house. Bring it to the beach and lay on out. You want to go in the day or you want to go in the night? Whatever. It doesn't matter. What's your vibe? Morning, sunset, you go. Kayaking. So a lot of places where you can actually rent kayaks, canoes, paddle boards for very cheap. That might be a really fun bonding activity, is learning how to paddleboard together or figuring out how to canoe together. Because y'all got to get on a rhythm. I'm not the best at canoeing, but when I go, I'm always like, it's hard for me to catch rhythm. Especially if you're in the front. Like, the person in the back is not cooperating with you. I can't stand that. Here's our rule, canoers. Whoever's in the back, you got to keep motion with the front. Because that front person can't see you. You got to keep pace with the front person. That's my speech. I can't tell you how many people I've gone in a circle with because I'm in the front and they don't keep pace with me. That's your duty, all right? Backseat paddlers. It can also be hiking or taking a walk. There's not really hiking in Florida, at least not my part. I don't know about northern. Might be a little better, but we can stroll. There's a lot of marshlands and little boardwalk bridges. Can go around on that. Early morning. It's not too hot, not too crowded. Go for a hike or a stroll. Go to a park. Free, guys. I'm going to make sure this list here that I've compiled is not crazy expensive. These are very free, budget, cheap type of stuff that we can do regularly that you're not going to gripe about. Taking a bike ride. Hey, you can rent bikes now. City, or you can even rent them in parks. Go fishing, go camping, do picnics. Oh my God. I went on a really great date probably over a year ago. I know, it's been a long time. Anyways, I'm not going to talk about that because I am desert over here. But I went on a really nice date and he had a picnic for us. And it was so amazing. And I love a picnic idea. Get some food either from the house or at the store or a little combo situation. Pull out a blanket, some pillows, and just go to a nice location with some shade. And you just chat. And it's a great experience together. You can go watch the sunset somewhere. Some cities have really great free outdoor events. Maybe it's an outdoor concert. I don't know what other outdoor thing they have going on. Maybe if there's a general downtown area, they have a lot of busking. I kind of like to do people watching in areas where they have a lot of buskers. So that might be an option. Going to a botanical garden, going to state parks, those are everywhere. Other ideas that are related to connecting the family together. Family game night. That is a blast. Y'all might even start getting into it on somebody cheated. That's not the rule. That all plays into our good memories of it walking away. Cooking a meal together. So fun. Picking out a recipe. Maybe you take turns picking out recipes, or maybe you do a little swap on each other. I pick a recipe for you. You pick one for me. I don't know. You can play around with how you do it. Preparing food or meal together. Backyard bonfire. Check your location and regulations. Are you allowed to have a fire back there, or go somewhere that you can have a fire? By the way, a bonfire on the beach at night, I'm just saying, amazing. Having a movie night. I know, everybody's just on Netflix and da-da-da-da-da. But maybe having a movie or a show in particular that neither of you have seen or you really want to see again together, that's nice. Any kind of DIY projects. Could be fixing stuff around the house together, but it could be some project you do together. I know online I see a lot of couples, they paint each other's portraits and then they show each other their portraits at the end. You could do something like that, or it doesn't have to be painting if you don't have paints. You could draw it or go to Walmart. One of those bottles of paint is 99 cents, I think. It's $1. Don't even go to the Dollar Tree anymore. $1.50 tree. Go to Walmart, get some paints and some brushes and a cheap little dollar canvas. Gardening, okay? Hey, let's grow tomato. Let's grow herbs. Let's do something fun and easy, and let's learn about gardening together. Maybe you take a road trip. Doesn't have to be far, an hour, 2 hours. What's around you? What is less than 2 hours from you that you've never seen, which is so close and crazy? Go see it. Go check it out. Make a day of it, or even an afternoon of it. Volunteering together. Great one. Lots of volunteering activities or opportunities around your town and city. And if they don't have one, guess what? You can make your own. How about you and your loved one pick an area and go pick up trash or something? I don't know. Volunteer at the SPCA. Walk somebody's dog for them. I don't know. Just throwing it out there. Local festivals. They've always got so much stuff going on for local events and festivals and farmers markets during the summertime. Check it out. See what's going on. Get yourself engaged. Make a plan and go. Another one might be a photography stroll. You could have like a challenge. We're going to challenge ourselves. We're going to make a list, okay? One picture of a flower, one picture of an animal, one picture of a strange, weird thing, one picture of something you find completely amazing and beautiful. And you each go your separate ways and you find everything on your scavenger list for photos. And you come back together and share about the photos. That's really fun. You might try that. Some creative ideas. Painting, we touched on that, but you could just do painting challenge. Or you might just do fun one, like, here's what I'm thinking. You write a bunch of ideas on pieces of paper, like paint a tree, paint a window, paint a goofy face, just all some ideas. Rip up the paper, fold them, put them in a hat or a bowl, And then you take turns pulling out one thing and then you paint it, or you could draw it to see, just for fun, what the people come up with. Maybe if you're musically inclined, I know there's a lot of online making beats or music, if that's your thing. If you play instruments, maybe you play an instrument and your loved one doesn't. Can you teach each other something? Branching off the music thing, your local library might have free events. I know my library has, I think it's once or twice a month, some lady comes in and teaches you how to play the ukulele. They have ukuleles there that you can borrow during class. And they also have ukuleles you can like check out, like a book. It's totally free. You can check out a ukulele and practice at home. And they give you sheet music and they teach you the chords. You can go to the library and take a free class and learn a music skill together, or any other kind of skill that the library is teaching. Woodworking, that's pretty cool. Maybe you're both interested in that. You can take a little class. You can check on Groupon to see what they got going on. Any local events. Any kind of arts and crafts thing. Again, I know my library has some arts and crafts like scrapbooking. Let's see, they do a sewing class. Just check out the library and see what kind of stuff they have. Maybe journaling, and you can make it fun. What if, I'm not sure, you might do another ideas on scrap paper and a hat type of a thing on journaling. Might do journaling. You know, sometimes it's journaling mixed with scrapbooking kind of a thing where you pull out magazines and you can glue, and but also keep it under the journaling vibes. You can do that. You can exchange notes with each other or exchange a letter, write about a weird, funny topic or make a weird, funny story and exchange it for each other. Or kind of like we're telling a story. I start with first 3 sentences, then I pass it to you and you write 3, then it goes back to me. That might be kind of fun. And then we read it, the story at the end. Maybe you take a photography class or even a cooking class. Could be your, let's see, community college might offer something. I lived in Nashville for a year, and Nashville has some fantastic community programs and events, and even the community centers in Nashville are fantastic. They really offer a lot for the community out there. I was very disappointed when I moved to Florida and I realized that their community centers are not like Nashville's. But check out what kind of local programs are available or little courses and classes, and might be something fun where you could take together to bond. Even cooking. You could do a virtual cooking thing. There might even be free stuff on YouTube for virtual cooking little lessons together. I'm sure you can find something. And these are all healthy, normal, fun activities that offer peace, connection, emotional expression, and bonding. Now, for some physical activities, because being physical together is also a bonding. Helps us regulate our dopamine, our stress hormones, regulates our mood, and, of course, gives us better sleep. Any kind of fun activities, swimming, basketball, yoga, pickleball, walking groups, running groups. They have all kinds of stuff. And I mean, you could swim in all kinds of places. Basketball, I don't know where you live, but a lot of places just have basketball courts. You can just rock up with a ball and play. Yoga, look, you can, if you live in a cool place that has a really good community center, shout out Nashville. I was taking yoga classes. I think they were like $3 a class. And I used to go like twice a week. Yoga classes can be free or cheap, or you can do a YouTube yoga class. Every Monday night, we do a little yoga together. Every Wednesday, we do a YouTube stretching video together. Doing this thing, this physical thing together bonds you and connects you, and also enables you to have a routine. It makes you feel safe and supported in that relationship, but also your addict as well, because they need to feel safe in a relationship too. Pickleball's fun. If you've never tried it, give it a go. Full disclosure, my first 2 or 3 times of playing pickleball, I fell. And I know, I mean, I've never seen video. Please don't video me when I fall, but I'm sure it was not cute and not graceful. I'm sure of it. Don't worry about that. Okay? If you fall, if it sucks, if you think you're trash at it, keep going. Go for at least 4 times and to decide whether or not you like it, but just check it out. I don't know where you live, but a lot of places just have pickleball courts where you can go in public access. Anybody can use it. Those little balls and the paddle, I believe, are very cheap. You can get probably at Walmart or Amazon, and just test it out and have fun together. Walking groups might help you connect with other people and make it more social, so other people are in the community or connected to your experience together, and that's good. But movement does change our emotional state, and it bonds us very quickly. In that, what are some common barriers that we might face in having fun this summer with our loved ones, but doing it sober? We are in camaraderie with our loved ones, sober. I'm not saying you can never, but I'm saying let's show each other we can have fun without substance. Number 1, this feels awkward. Look, especially if you're falling down playing pickleball, yeah, you're going to feel weird and awkward. If you don't know how to paint, it's going to feel weird and awkward. Who cares? The goal is to bond and be connected and have fun sober and be completely present. Who cares? If you fall, or if it's messy, or if it's wrong, or if it's stupid, who cares? We're going to learn to relax, and we're going to learn to be safe and calm and regulated with each other. We're not judging one another or in the relationship judging each other or ourselves. Okay. The next one. Doing stuff sober sounds boring. You might think that. Your loved one with the addiction might think that. And that's okay. If your loved one with the addiction feels this way, we understand why. We talk about this, their dopamine, the way their brain has changed through addiction. If you feel this way, maybe you're a little too dependent on substances. Oops. Like, when was the last time you had fun or went outside your comfort zone without escaping? Whoops. Might be a little challenge for you. Little fun competition challenge. I don't know. Who are you competing with? I don't know. But if we have this thought that doing things like this is boring, we actually want to do things like this more often then. That's going to help our dopamine baseline get lowered, which is what we need. The more of kind of calm, mundane things that we do in our life, and the more we're able to find a little joy and pleasure from it, the more regulated we'll be with our dopamine. And that's going to help our nervous system just in general. Maybe the next one, next barrier, I can't just pretend everything's okay. Maybe my addict is active right now and I'm supposed to act like, yeah, let's go to the beach. I'm thinking about them overdosing. I'm thinking about the fact that they haven't returned my calls in 3 days. Where are they? Are they in jail? Do I have to call hospitals? I get it. You're overwhelmed. You got a ton of stuff going on. You are chronically stressed. You can't sleep, sick to your stomach. I get it all. The only way we're going to move through that is by inviting more things into our sphere. We aren't just pretending everything's okay. What we're doing is we're expanding our sphere. We're kind of zooming out a little bit. There are other people in the family that also need a little vacation from this addiction thing, that also need you and want to bond with you and want to feel emotionally safe in the unit. And say the unit is just you and your addict. Well, then you deserve to expand and to relax and to get outside that addiction thing for a second. Even if you're just doing these activities alone to prove to yourself that you can be happy and stable and calm without substance. You can go through life present without a substance. That's not pretending everything's okay. That's zooming out and tending to yourself and your needs. The next barrier. I'm too angry. Oh. Okay, we can carry a lot of resentment when we love an addict, and they're consuming. They're very consuming when we love an addict. Our whole life stops for them, and I get that. And it can leave us feeling a little broken. Our trust is damaged, perhaps a little financial ruin. Can have us feeling betrayed or afraid, emotionally exhausted. There's a lot of stuff going on for you. And anger is a normal, understandable emotion when you love an addict. You should feel angry because they flipped your life upside down. Who wouldn't be angry about that? We aren't suppressing that emotion. And I'm never going to tell you to ever suppress that or act like that doesn't exist. I always advocate for expression of emotion in healthy ways. And if you're angry, it must be expressed in a healthy way. But that shouldn't be the excuse to keep you stuck and stagnant. That shouldn't be the excuse as to why you don't do anything to tend for yourself. Or you aren't engaged with other family members, or you aren't concerned with how to function in society sober yourself, or regulating your nervous system. If you're angry, maybe going out into nature is the answer. Maybe going out in a canoe is the answer. You can push on that water and get some aggression out with that paddle. You might even flip that paddle and be like, fuck you, fuck this water, fuck. Get it out. Doing something physical, maybe going for a run, pounding the cement. That might feel like this physical aggression leaving you or being expressed through you. So it could be that you actually need some of these activities to process your emotions. What we know is that human beings need connection. We're pack animals. We need connection, we need purpose and play, belonging, and joy. Those are essential to having a full, meaningful life that we want to be present for. Having a life that's meaningful actually helps people survive suffering. That authentic human connection is at the center of healing. It's essential. Connection is what's going to support recovery. Whether your addict is active or not, you need recovery. And that connection is going to support your recovery. And I know it's summer. There's a lot of social pressure to get drunk or have margaritas or the wine, get drunk on wine and paint a picture. I know. Go to a wine tasting. But here's your challenge. You can't ask someone to do something you're unwilling to do yourself. And if you're asking an addict to be sober, but you're unwilling to do it yourself, what's that? That's a contradiction if I ever heard one. That's a little conundrum. Who the fuck are you? Telling me to do some shit that you can't do, you won't do. Oh, I don't have a problem with it, so I don't need to. No. Don't ask me to do something you are unwilling to do yourself. This is about proving to ourselves, more than anyone else, that we can have fun sober. We can be fully present in our lives. We can find emotional stability and connection with one another, irregardless of our addicts being active or in recovery. And maybe that's our little mission. Like I was saying at the beginning, this is what I was saying to myself. This is my summer. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to do stuff this summer. I'm getting out of the house. I'm emerging into the world. Maybe this is your summer challenge. I'm going to challenge myself that every fun activity I do this summer, I'm sober. I'm fully present for, I'm fully experiencing. I'm going to remember all of it because I'm sober. I'm going to prove to myself and my loved one that I can walk the walk. I'm not talking the talk. I walk the walk. That is so powerful. And you're going to feel amazing. And it's not just me out here having an amazing summer. You're out here having your amazing summer. This is your summer. What's happening is most families who are impacted by addiction, we become experts at survival, of crisis management, of emotional monitoring, damage control, worst case scenarios running through our heads all day, all night. We get so far away from life itself and pleasure and peace and calm. Now, this is not about faking happiness, pretending their addiction isn't here, pretending like you're not worried because you haven't heard from them in days. I'm not asking you to ever be fake. Please, don't ever be fake around me. I'll sniff you out. And I'll reject you. Like, don't be fake up in here. We are not that. This is about having real moments in life. It's about enjoying yourself and tending to yourself for real in life. It's about rediscovering connection and play, calm, trust, memory making, and full presence in your life. Rebuilding, repairing relationships, even if it's just the relationship with yourself. Now, I say just, but that's the most important relationship. All of this comes from ordinary experiences. Did I name anything you've never heard of? No, I didn't. You've tried a bunch of those things. You're very experienced at a bunch of those things. These are ordinary, casual experiences. But that's going to build a connection and the consistency that we are craving right now. A walk, a meal, a conversation, a beach day, a beach night, a laugh over a cup of tea. Oh my gosh. I mean, isn't that life though? This is what ultimately, I gotcha. That's our episode on summer fun, why we want to do it, why it's important, what kind of stuff we can be doing, and rising to the challenge of walking that walk. We will see you on the next episode. Bidae.